Hi, I'm Jesse at Trash Panda, and every single day, new things happen around here that we haven't talked about. So I'm gonna switch things up and make videos about the day-to-day, the behind the scenes, the real. Like our machine literally breaking, getting new equipment, testing new prototypes, and even fixing our mold. And it all starts with the most nerve-wracking thing we do. So the first time we ever changed a mold, we spent all day on it, right?
Yeah, that was a lot.
The whole day. And that was going from the inner core to the ozone.
Yep.
Then we switched from ozone to the inner core, and I actually did that solo, but I still took all day. And for some reason today we decided to walk in with just an absurd amount of confidence and a time limit because I have an appointment at 11. And right now it's 7:02. Kyle, do you think we can get it done in 4 hours?
Absolutely, because at 11:05, I'm gonna be running this.
Okay, wow. Really?
Yeah.
God, my arm is tired. Update, it's 7:30. We are in almost the exact same spot we were 30 minutes ago. I left a drink on the machine, which is something we don't do. And we spent about 20 minutes talking about an upcoming tournament. So we're doing pretty good so far.
I think we're on par for the course.
Here's the option that we shouldn't do that I'm going to do.
Oh!
12 people will comment a better way to do this, and I'll in advance say thank you. Like, this mold is gonna sit on a shelf for a while, so we just need to prepare it to be on a shelf for a while, which means we don't want water just sitting inside and everything like that. So while this isn't the optimal way to do it, it's a way to do it. Now we need to unhook the air, and the air is specifically part of the valve gate. So we don't have a valve gate on the inner core mold, so we don't need this. So we should just unhook both of these lines for now. You okay over there?
Good. Done. Ahead of schedule.
Ahead of schedule.
Alright, everything is unhooked. We're cleaned. It's time to close it, take it out.
Isn't it crazy that that little thing will make sure it doesn't come open?
That's way more official than the zip ties we're currently using on the inner core mold. That kind of expresses our journey though, like making this.
So right now the clamping tonnage is all the way down on the mold to hold it in place. Not to hold it closed, but to hold it in place. And Kyle is going to remove a couple of clamps. Then, before we remove the clamps on this side, we actually need to bring the forklift over and make sure it then doesn't fall off. And down there, that would be a costly mistake.
Dire.
So this is a mold clamp. This is what holds the mold to the machine. So this is where it gets insane. When you think about it, the whole machine is clamped down on the mold, but you take the mold clamps off, so now it's just hanging there, but squished between the platens. And you bring the forklift in to make sure you're holding it up, so when you pull the platens apart, either the mold drops to its death or hangs there perfectly suspended. And it is so nerve-wracking every time. So the mold clamps are off, and it should. Woo! Boom. 8:12. I'd say that's ahead of schedule. Mold's out, time to clean, and then put the new one in. All right, while Kyle's cleaning the platens, I need to install a band heater, but I want to explain why first. So this is the dune mold, and this is the valve gate assembly. Basically, when this is on the machine, the nozzle butts up right here and injects plastic into the mold. And I explained this in a different video, but basically that whole assembly for the valve gate is hot. meaning that there's molten plastic all the way up until the gate where it injects. And then using air, it opens and closes every time it injects. It's honestly a really cool piece of technology, and that's why we unhooked air and the mold heater earlier. And just remember what this looks like for a second, because this is the inner core mold. And clearly, the nozzle has to get way further in. If you remember from the mold video, that is called a sprue bushing, all the way in there where the nozzle meets. And basically, the inner core doesn't have a valve gate. So why am I telling you all this? I'm telling you all this because when it comes to the dune and the ozone mold, we use a nozzle on the machine that looks like this. But the inner core nozzle actually looks like this. Clearly, if you can't tell, it's much more substantial. What this also means is that a typical band heater is not big enough for an extended nozzle. So instead, we also need to adapt for a larger band heater. It's nice when changing between the ozone and the dune mold because we don't have to worry about that. What we figured out this time around is that at the end of the previous day, when we're gonna change the mold, we can actually change the nozzle tip because the nozzle and the barrel and everything is all heated up. Whereas in the past, we would heat it up just to change the nozzle. So we got sneaky and got ahead on this yesterday. So you really need to count, what, Kyle? 30, maybe an hour?
Like 7 minutes.
It was like 30 minutes or an hour. So while Kyle finishes cleaning, I'm gonna install the band heater and then we'll install the new mold. Complete. Just in time. 8:38.
Okay. I don't, it's weird, it sounds so different.
I know. $9:43. Insane.
We did it.
How fast do you think we could actually do it? Should we test that?
I absolutely think that next time we'll just put the camera on the ground and we'll just time lapse that 1 hour it'll take to do it.
It's something I really want to do, and it's such a bad idea. We'll never do it. But
Race the clock?
Yeah.
To put in a mold?
F1 pit crew style.
We can do that when we get second machine.
And that is how we change a disc golf mold. Honestly, it never gets more nerve-wracking because one mistake can cost us so much, whether it be breaking something and that financial cost, or breaking something and then not being able to run the mold and the opportunity cost. But if you made it this far, I do have a favor to ask of you. Genuinely, I would just love to hear what you thought of this video. This is just what happens in the day-to-day here at Trash Panda. And on top of that, if there's anything interesting you also want to know, please let us know in the comments. There really never is a dull day here. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing to support the channel, and we'll see you next time. And just like that, I've got to go to my meeting. Yet, it's happening.
I said 11:05. I stand behind it.
Kyle, do you think we can get it done in 4 hours?
Absolutely, because at 11:05, I'm gonna be running discs.
Okay, wow.